Let us bring our attention to the particular graphic right here. Now keep in mind, I believe this was a Bruce Stroop test, which basically was a Bruce protocol, which was a treadmill test. Now what we're looking at in regard to that treadmill test is an increase in time to exhaustion in both male and females, as well as reduction in blood lactate levels. To be more specific, through a 7-day consumption of 100 grams of Brussels chicory in 180 milliliters of milk just for a 7-day intervention. Now keep in mind this was a single, blinded, randomized, placebo-controlled trial, two-way crossover. In just 7 days, we had the outcome of an 8.3% increase in time to exhaustion in this particular treadmill test. In males, a 12.2% increase in time to exhaustion in females. So a great leap in endurance, as well as a 14.5% reduction in blood lactate and 10.6% reduction in lactate in females, males, females, respectively. Again, just with the consumption of nothing more than 100 grams of Brussels chicory. Now, they postulate these effects may be similar in other members of the Astraceae or Astraceae family because the phenolic acid content may be similar in other plant material in that particular group. But without further ado, let's get right into the research as follows. The results, as we saw, Brussels chicory consumption increased time to exhaustion by 8.3% and 12.2% for men and women participants, respectively. This administration also promoted post-exercise recovery by a reduction in blood lactate. Now, we're going to get more into that in a second. 14.5% for men and 10.6% for women, once again, to reiterate, in just 7 days. The title of the research, Brussels chicory enhances exhaustive aerobic exercise performance and post-exercise recovery, possibly through the promotion of lactate acid oxidation, a pilot randomized single-blind placebo-controlled two-way crossover study. Now, this is the actual hypothesis and how they believe Brussels chicory had this phenomenal outcome. I'm just going to give you a synopsis of it. The synopsis of this, or you can read the detailed version, either way. For a long time, we thought, quoting, lactate was just a waste product that caused muscle fatigue. But new research suggests that the lactate may actually be helpful for exercise performance. It seems that lactate can be used as a fuel source by muscles, and it might improve how our bodies handle the buildup of acid during exercise. This could mean that lactate could help us exercise longer and harder. And again, this is the more detailed explanation of it. If you want to delve into that, freeze it and read it over. But to move forward, because we're only limited on time, the study design and protocol, important. This crossover study included a 7-day intervention with at least a 2-week washout period in between groups. The Brussels chicory group received a homemade Brussels chicory juice containing 100 grams of Brussels chicory. And again, you can see the milk content and the sources, so on and so forth, all important. Mixing with 180 milliliters of milk. While a placebo group received the same thing, so on and so forth. Participants were instructed to maintain their usual diet and physical activity throughout the study and to abstain from exercise as well as from consuming coffee, tea, energy drinks, or alcohol in the 48 hours prior to the exhaustive exercise aerobic test. On the 7th day, the intervention participants consumed, this is kind of cute, a standardized breakfast. I don't know whose standardized breakfast. A McDonald's burger without vegetables and fruit, as you can read below, within 10 minutes, along with the assigned Brussels chicory juice or placebo. A total of 90 minutes after eating, they performed an exhaustive exercise test following the Bruce protocol, again, treadmill. After a 2-week period washout, participants were crossed over to the alternate supplementation group, chicory group to placebo group to the chicory group for the second investigation phase. Now, an interesting note, as far as we're looking at blood bicarbonate. Look at this particular graphic, the bar chart. That's interesting. Now, let's postulate what the researchers had here, the highlight. An important finding in the current study is that the alkalizing effect of oral consumption of Brussels chicory was associated with a reduction in blood lactate, which is contrast to the notion that an alkalizing effect typically allows the human muscle to produce more lactate. This paradox strongly raised the possibility that the alkalizing effect is secondary to the improved lactate metabolism in the muscle fibers. So we're having a better utilization of the lactate overall, henceforth postulating the incredible jump in endurance over just a 7-day period. In conclusion, to our knowledge, quoting, "This is the first pilot study to provide direct evidence of the impact of Brussels chicory on exercise performance and post-exercise recovery. Brussels chicory is able to increase time to exhaustion during high-intensity aerobic exercise and also promotes post-exercise recovery, both of which are possibly in part reliant on the facilitation of the LDHB-mediated lactate clearance in the muscle. Given that high-intensity, short-term aerobic exercise tests to exhaustion typically have a high intra-participant variation in performance of approximately 5 to 10%, close to the Brussels chicory elicited performance improvement 8.3 and 12.2. Further studies confirm the ergogenic effect of Brussels chicory with different modalities, intensities, and durations of exercise are required. Nevertheless," quoting, "our current findings support the notion that Brussels chicory might be a promising ergogenic agent in untrained humans during short-term progressive workload, high-intensity, exhaustive aerobic exercise." And again, that's the conclusion, but I want to bring this one note up here as far as the family of plant material, how they postulate they may be similar advantages, as well as the leafy vegetable lettuce because of the Asteraceae family or group overall. Pretty incredible. We've come across a few amazing tools in the nutrition world that can help with endurance and exercise capacity. And this one's quite simple as well. Just 100 grams of Brussels chicory resulted in a quite fascinating outcome after just 7 days. And that's a quite incredible discovery. So once again, as always, gratitude to the researchers. I am humble you watch. Look forward to seeing what you and I share next week once again. All right, catch y'all next time. See you then. Bye.